what's going on, Nomads? It's your man, Chief Bruce, coming at you with another short talk. This time around, it's going to be more like a real talk versus a short talk. So last time we had the opportunity to sit down with Chief Gudgel, hear about AETC priorities, where we're going, all the great efforts that are going on in the command. That was a great discussion. This time around, I really want to focus on General Goldfein's Year of the Defender, the priority as we look to the defense of our base, the defense of our infrastructure, and how we fight wars in today and for the future. But when we think about defense, a lot of times we think about the external threat. We think about what is threatening our base, what is threatening our infrastructure, what's threatening our methods of operation. But I want us to change our perspective on defense just a bit and think about it from an internal perspective. So I know all of you know about high blood pressure. We call it the silent killer because you can't really recognize that it's coming. It pops up in you. Next thing you know, you're on hypertension pills. As my mom would say, you got the salt and you all messed up. The internal killer came and got you. Well, we in the Air Force, we have some internal killers that are taking us out. And it's not the enemy, but it's the enemy within. And we have CAF and we have resilience programs and we have all these great things, but we still are suffering some great losses in our force. And it's not to the enemy, it's to ourselves. So we have to figure out what are some of the best ways we can get after this internal issue that we're having. And I just want to leave you with 3 quick ways that we can get after this problem set of this internal killer, this internal struggle that we're having as a force. First thing I would say is we have to be vigilant. We have to look out for one another. We have to look at our habit patterns, get to know people, get to know their habit patterns, how they behave. If they're a happy, joyful person, and then you see them with a mood swing, or if they're a mean person, let's say they're a person that come into work every day and they have their battle face on, but then the next day they come in extremely happy or they come in with a different mood, talk to them, engage, see what's going on in their lives. Because that's a part of being vigilant. The other part of being vigilant, the second thing I would say is we have to be intrusive. So that's when I speak on getting in other people's lives, get into their lives, truly know them, get to know your peers, get to know your superiors, get to know your subordinates, get to know their family, get to know, hey, you got 2 kids and a dog. Do you have, who's your mom? How your mom and them doing? Get into their lives. Don't just ask, hey, how you doing? And they say, fine, and you walk off. If you ask how someone's doing, take the time to stop and actually listen to how they're doing. Don't accept fine as just that normal mask that we wear to hide what's really happening in our lives. Now, some people might give you a lot of information, some people might not, but that's okay. Take the time to truly get intrusive and learn about them. The last thing I would say is that we have to become more proactive. We've become exceptional as a force at being reactive and analyzing the situation or analyzing a casualty or fatality after it happens and then trying to figure out, hey, what caused it? But I would challenge us all to be more proactive, i.e. by being vigilant and being intrusive so that we can prevent those things from happening. There's nothing wrong with sitting down and talking with someone. That's part of being proactive. There's nothing wrong with using the CAF skill sets and using the resilient skill sets that we're taught to reach into someone else and to help them through their situation. That's what we're here for. We're wingmen, we're airmen. That's the culture that we need to continue to promote within our force. It's a culture of vigilance, a culture of intrusiveness and proactiveness. We need to get after this problem set because it's the silent killer. It won't be an external threat that takes us out. If we don't get into our internal defense, we can end up hurting ourselves, just like high blood pressure. You don't want to get the salt. We as the Air Force don't want the salt. We have to do better. So with that, it's your man, Chief Bruce, signing out once again. I know this short talk was a real talk, but we'll be back with some more in the future. God bless America. God bless our great United States Air Force. Fire from the clouds, Nomads.